Hello students, today's video lecture is based on class 12 physics. That is the lecture number 4. Today we will start with the topic vector representation of Coulomb's law. Vector representation of Coulomb's law. In previous video lecture, we discussed about the formula of Coulomb's law, and that was the formula F E equals to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught into Q1 Q2 upon R square. But in this form, that was the scalar form. Today we will discuss vector representation of Coulomb's law. Suppose that there are two charges. First is Q1 and next is Q2. Those charges are apart from r distance, and if we are taking here same charge in nature, we can say positive positive or we can say negative or negative, but we can take it opposite charge. That means if first one is positive, then next will be negative. In this condition there will be two cases, case first and case second. In case first, we are taking here both are same charges. Suppose that positive and positive. But in second case, we are taking here unlike charges, that is Q1 and Q2. First one is positive, but second one is negative. And also these charges are apart from distance r. But in both conditions, there will be different directions of line of action of force. In first condition, case first, these charges are like, so that means Q1 will repel charge Q2 and already charge Q2 will repel charge Q1. In this time, the direction of force on charge Q1 is here and the direction of force on charge Q2, that will be this. Actually, here is the charge Q1. So suppose that there will be force F and already is force F. But there will be representation because topic name is vector representation. So write here represent vector form. So here will be the force will act due to charge Q2. So write here 2 and on which the force is acting. Then at last write that charge. So F1 2, that means the force on charge 1 due to charge 2, that is the vector form. And already on this, here will be due to charge 1 and that will be on charge 2. If there will be F21, then this will be F12. Clear that? And in this form here is the vector. This is not only distance, this is the displacement. So I am taking here vector form. Clear that? In this condition, if we are taking that, the formula 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught into Q1 Q2 upon r square, and here will be unit vector r cap. This r cap shows unit vector r cap equals to vector r upon mod of vector r. That is the magnitude. It will be always positive. So we can write it as vector r cap equals to vector r upon, only simply we can write here r. So if we are going to put in the place of r cap, then we can place vector r upon r. So this formula will become F equals to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 upon r cube, but here will be vector r. Clear that? This is the vector representation of Coulomb's law. In this situation, we are taking the direction, but in previous formula, that is the there will be consist this formula the direction, but here is the unit vector. This is the already vector, but unit vector, that means suppose that this is the surface like this, and any particular point, if we are taking direction, then unit vector says that that will be particular direction, perpendicular to the surface. But in this formula, we can take any direction at the surface, like this, in this side, like in this side, that can be perpendicular. Already we can take any direction. So this is the vector representation of Coulomb's law, and remember that there is the r cube, but in simple formula there will be r square. Okay, so next topic will be charge distribution. Charge distribution. In charge distribution, there are three types. First, linear charge distribution. Linear charge distribution. In NCERT book, this term is denoted by density. So, in the topic linear charge distribution, or we can say that linear charge density, both sentences are same in the meaning. So next is surface charge distribution. Surface charge distribution. And third and last is volume charge distribution. In particular cases, linear means there will be a single line. At this line, how many charges are present? Then in this situation, if we are going to take the formula for the density, then it will relate to linear charge distribution or density. But if we want to discuss about surface charge distribution, surface is 2D figure, okay, but linear, that is 1D. In surface 2D, if any charge, or we can say the amount of charges are present at any surface and we want to calculate the density of charge, then this topic will relate to surface charge distribution. But here is the volume charge distribution, that is the related to a cuboid shape, or we can say 3D figure. It can be sphere, it can be cuboid, or any shape. That means 3D figure means there will be height, width, and length. That means there will be 3D geometry, and in any 3D geometry, if charges are distributed, then this topic is related to volume charge distribution. Okay, so one by one we are going to discuss. The first topic is linear charge distribution, and for the topic linear charge distribution, first we will draw the diagram. Suppose that this is the reference frame, and this is the reference point, that is O. This is x-axis and next one is y-axis. So if we are taking here a single wire which is very thin, and we can suppose, because कभी भी कोई भी चार्ज जो है उसकी थिकनेस जीरो नहीं हो सकती, so only supposing that the thickness of this wire is zero, so only there is the length. Okay, so suppose that total length of this wire is L, but we are taking here a small length of this wire, that is DL. So take this portion DL, and the Q charge is uniformly distributed on this wire. So in this condition, suppose that there is another point P, at the point P, we want to calculate the total force acted by this wire, because this wire has a distribution of charge and we are taking here only dl length. So due to this effective length, there will be a force and there will be the effective distance, that is r. So we are going to take here displacement. So write here vector form, okay, and then the reference point. So join these points with the reference point and we will take the distance from this point. Actually this will be, if we are going to take here, suppose that here is the charge q naught, okay, and here is the total charge which is distributed on the length dl, that is dq, because we are taking the total amount of charge is q. So if we are taking there the effective length dl, then we should take the effective charge on length dl, that is dq. Due to charge dq, there will be the force on positive test charge, that is q naught. Simply I will define what is the q naught, that is the positive test charge. Actually positive test charge is the imaginary charge which is not exist in real. So that means it is the testing charge which this charge has no its own electric field. This has no any effect, its own effect. It can feel effect due to other charges, but this will not create any effect on other charges. That is the difference between charge and positive test charge. Okay, so this is the positive test charge. If we are taking here, that is r1 distance, and we are taking here displacement, so right here vector r1. So next one is, that is vector r2. So this will be displacement, that will be the vector r2 minus vector r1, and take here mod, because we are taking if the magnitude of this length, that will be in mod. So mod represents that all the values should be positive, always be positive. So we are taking here vector r equals to mod of vector r2 minus vector r1. So it will simply, we can write here mod of r1 2, because this is the relative distance. If we are taking a relative distance, that is vector r12, then we can write here vector r2, then subtract vector r1. That is the formula for the relative distance, or we can say relative force. In this manner we can find out. So I am taking here vector r equals to vector r2 minus vector r1, that we can write here vector r12. So if we are taking here the total force, then right here let linear charge density, that is distribution, that is lambda, that's equal to the total charge distributed per unit length, that is the linear charge density. And if we want to calculate the value of dq which is present on effective length dl, then dq equals to lambda into dl, where lambda is the linear charge density. So we know that according to Coulomb's law, F equals to, here is the two charges, first is dq, second is q naught. So F equals to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught. First one is dq, second one is q naught. So write here dq into q naught divided by r cube. Remember that we are writing here r cube, not r square. So write here vector r, and here is the r12, that is the effective length. So write here r12. Okay, in place of dq we can write here lambda into dl. Remember one thing, there is the dq, so right here the small force will be acted on charge q naught. So write here df. So if we want to calculate the total force on charge Q naught with the effective length L, then we have to integrate this formula. So by integrating this equation, then we can get dF equals to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught into, in place of dq we are writing here lambda into dl, so write here lambda into dl into q naught upon r cube, and here the effective length is vector r12. So this will convert f, that is f equals to, all the constant term can be taken outside this integral property. So right here q naught is the constant, lambda is the density, that is constant, r cube is the distance, that is constant, 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught equals to 9 into 10 to the power 9, that is constant. So only dl is the variable term. So variable term in integral form and other term outside the integral. So right here q naught upon 4 pi epsilon naught and also lambda upon r cube, lambda upon r cube, and in the integral form there will be dl, and this is at the effective length L. Don't forget this is L, because all the integral form is integrated with the limit L, because we don't know that what is the exact value of L. It can be infinite, so we are taking here the limit L. Okay, so right here L, that means this is the linear charge distribution. In this case we have a question, vector r12 we are not writing here, but why? Because this is the integral form. If we are taking here square, then we can remove this. If we are not removing this term r cube in place of r square, if we want to write here r cube only, then also you can write here vector r12. Clear that? This is the formula for the linear charge density. Okay, clear that? In next video lecture we will start with second topic, that will be the surface charge density. Thank you.